Many years ago, in the land of Abalama, a land surrounded by great seas and oceans, there lived a woman named Ibinabo and her two daughters, Boma and Sotoye. Ibinabo was a strong and diligent woman who single-handedly raised her two daughters after the death of her husband. The seas and oceans surrounding Abalama were the habitats of many seafoods like fish, crabs and prawns, making fishing one of the major occupations of the people. Ibinabo did bole and roasted fish business, using it to take care of her children. Her bole was second to none in the markets, and people would always look forward to when she would come out for business each day. Her daughters were diligent too, and they soon learnt the bole business so well that their mother started to leave it for them to handle. Boma, the eldest daughter, would go to the riverside very early in the morning when the fishermen sold their catch to their customers. Boma loved to patronize a particular fisherman. This man was called Timini, and he was one of the youngest fishermen in Abalama. He would sell fishes to Boma at very good prices, and they soon became friends. It didn't take long before Timini asked Boma to marry him, and she accepted. Ibinabo knew Timini to be a hard-working fisherman, so she was glad that her daughter would be getting married to a good man. Boma's younger sister, Sotoye, was very happy that her sister would be getting married soon, even though she would miss her very much, as they had grown up having a very closely knitted relationship. Boma's dowry was paid, and the marriage rites were completed, making Boma and Timini becoming officially married. They loved each other so much and lived happily together. Boma started doing bole and fish business as she had learnt from her mother. Timini would supply the fishes, and in no distant time, they became wealthy and even hired servants to help them with the business. Everything was going on well for them. They had all they wanted except for one thing. It's been 4 years since they got married, but have been unable to have children. At first, they were indifferent about it, thinking that in a year or two, they would start to have children. But as the years passed by, there was no trace of pregnancy. Boma started to get worried. She went to meet her mother about her inability to conceive. Ibinabo took Boma to one Mama Let. Mama Lets are experienced women who help women having infertility issues to conceive. They would check the woman's waist and the position of her womb to be sure it was in the right position. They also checked if the woman's womb was hot and incapable of fertilization. The treatment included massages or giving of herbs to the woman, as the case may be. The Mamalet examined Boma and said, "My pikin, I don check every. Your body set. No worry, you go soon born. Just wait small." And so Boma left, waiting patiently for when she would conceive. But months turned into years, and there was still no sign of pregnancy. Timini, her husband, was kind enough to not mount pressure on her. Whenever she started to cry and lament about their predicament, Timini would console her and tell her that they would have their own children, and she should not let anxiety bring sickness to her body. However, Timini's mother was not as patient as her son. She mounted pressure on Boma, reminding her at every given opportunity that she would not let her son's lineage close down because of her. Where is that man that pretends to be a woman? You are sitting there looking as if your house is not on fire. Do you think it is running a bole business that makes you a woman? I have come to tell you to live my son's life if you cannot give him a child. He is my only son, and his lineage must not close. If you are too lazy to do the work, Leave so that another woman can come and do it for you. Don't try my patience, because the next time you will see me here, I will bring a fertile woman for my son." Boma would cry and cry and cry. Her life was at a standstill. Her marriage lacked the cement to make it solid. Timini came back that day and saw his wife crying. When he found out that it was his mother who had visited and threatened his wife, he went to visit his mother. "Yinibo, I don't like the way you are acting towards my wife. I have told you that I am not in a hurry. We will wait till God decides to give us children. Please stop pestering my wife." Ebiere, his mother, looked at him and shook her head. "The problem with you is that you are too soft. Sometimes I am forced to think that you were meant to be a woman, but God changed to a man in my womb. Tell me which man goes about chasing flies when his house is on fire? I have told you before and I still repeat myself. If you are too weak to send that woman out of your house and bring in a fertile one, I will do it for you. All I know is that your lineage must continue. Mother, I have told you, leave my wife alone. It is my problem and I will deal with it myself," Timini said and went away. Boma seemed to enjoy some peace from her mother-in-law after that incident, but that peace was soon short-lived, because one bright morning, Ebiere brought a young girl to their house. Timini had just returned from his early morning fishing, and he and Boma were going out to go oversee their bole business when Ebiere entered with a young girl carrying a box on her head. Timini and Boma greeted her, and then Timini asked her why she had come early and who the girl standing with her was. Ebiere said, "This is Doye, the daughter of my friend. She has 4 sisters and they are all married with plenty children, including twins. So you see, I made the right choice for you. Her family is very fertile, unlike some people. Doye, quick, take your bag inside and go and cook for your husband." Doye was about to go inside when Timini blocked her way and asked, "Hey, where do you think you are going to?" He faced his mother. "Mother, I have told you to stay away from my marital affairs. You have pushed me to my limits." Timini immediately rushed into the house and brought out a cutlass. As he came out and brandished it on the floor, Doye ran away with her bag. Ebiere fell on the ground and started crying. "My son wants to kill me. My son wants to kill me." Boma, who has been standing there looking sadly, started to beg Timini to drop the cutlass. She tried to console her mother-in-law, but Ebiere pushed her away. It was that day that Boma knew that she had to do something. She would not fold her arms and watch while she lost her husband to another woman. After Boma got married, Sotonye took over and started helping her mother with the bole business. She became so good in it that her mother could trust her to handle it alone. Sotonye had met a man, a very rich man named Pere. He was a fisherman lord. He employed fishermen and they go fishing, make sales and reported to him. Pere met Sotonye one day when he had gone to the market. He was fascinated to see such a beautiful young lady handle a business so well. She was so polite and customer friendly. He started to patronize her often and they soon became friends. They've been friends for some time now and they became so close that they couldn't spend a day without seeing each other. Pere told Sotonye that he wanted to marry her and she accepted his proposal. She was excited and couldn't wait to tell her mother. Boma visited that day and met her mother alone. Sotonye was still at the market. Boma started to cry. "Yinigbo, my marriage is crumbling. I fear that I may lose my husband soon. Please help me." Ibinabo embraced her daughter, feeling pity for her. "What is the matter this time?" she asked. "My mother-in-law came with a wife for my husband." "A wife, mother? Ah, I have been delusional to think that I could keep Timini to myself alone without having children for him. I can't lose my husband to another woman. Please, mother, help me." Ibinabo looked at Boma and asked, "What do you want me to do?" Boma was silent for a moment, and then she said, "If Sotoye could come and marry my husband and help us bear children, I don't mind sharing my husband with my sister." Ibinabo was shocked. "How can you think of such a thing? Your sister has her own life to live. You don't have to bring her into your affairs." Boma drew closer to her mother. "Yinigbo, people are watching. Our family will be stigmatized. They have started talking that maybe your daughters are infertile. This is beyond me. It is for us. Sotoye might not even be able to marry because we now have this history of infertility." Ibinabo looked at her daughter sternly. At that moment, Sotoye walked in happily. She was surprised to see her sister around. She greeted them and excitedly shared the news of her marriage proposal to them. Ibinabo and Boma looked at each other. Boma told Sotoye, "This is good news. Where is he from?" Sotoye said, "He's from here." Boma then asked, "So did you accept?" Sotoye said excitedly, "Of course I did. I cannot wait to get married to him." Ibinabo smiled at Sotoye. "My daughter is now a matured woman," she said. That night, Boma told her husband that she would like him to marry her sister so that she can come and bear children for him. Timini looked at her shocked. "How can you say such a thing?" Boma told him, "Were you not there when your mother brought a girl for you to marry? It's inevitable, but I would rather you married my sister. We will be able to live in peace together." Timini looked at Boma squarely and told her, "Did I tell you I want a second wife? If we have children, great. And if we don't, then so be it. I'm not going to marry any woman, not even your sister." He then walked out. Boma sat there in silence. Ibinabo had thought about what Boma told her and saw reason with her. It was for the good of the family that Sotoye married Boma's husband. That morning, before Sotoye went out, Ibinabo called her. She asked her, "What do you think about your sister's inability to conceive in her husband's house?" Sotoye looked at her mother. "I know Boma must be going through a lot. I really don't know what to say, but I believe time will settle everything. She will soon conceive." Ibinabo told Sotoye, "The cock belongs to a single person, yet its crow stirs the neighborhood. This issue your sister is facing doesn't concern her alone. It affects us too." Sotoye looked surprised. "How, mother?" "In case you don't know, people have started talking and pointing fingers at us. Because of your sister's infertility, they have started to look at our family as being infertile, and you might not be able to get married because of that stigma." Sotoye was confused. "But mother, Pere has asked me to marry him." Ibinabo told Sotoye, "Don't be deceived, my daughter. A wise fish knows that a beautiful worm that looks so easy to swallow has a sharp hook attached to it. He might seem to be in love with you now, but what happens when, no one prays for it though, you two get married and are unable to bear children? Don't you think he will throw you out quickly because he now knows it's your family problem?" Sotoye was getting tensed already. "But mother, why are you telling me all this?" Ibinabo looked at her and said, "I want you to marry your sister's husband. Go and help them bear children and help your family." Sotoye was shocked and speechless. She just sat there in shock. Ibinabo saw her reaction and told her to take her time to think about it. Boma continued to beg her husband to agree to marry her sister, and after so much plea, he agreed on the condition that she would live peacefully with her younger sister and not cause any trouble for him. Boma was happy and thanked him. She then went to see Sotonye, who had already made her refusal known to their mother. She could not imagine herself getting married to her sister's husband. Boma begged Sotonye to please help her. Sotonye said, "I have my own life. I have a man already that wants to marry me. Why is nobody considering me here?" Boma told her that it was for everyone's good that she did this, because their family already had a bad stigma. She begged and begged, but Sotonye refused. Boma then went to talk to one of their uncles. She explained things to him and asked him to talk to Sotonye. He called Sotonye to his house and tried to convince her. "My daughter, you might think everyone is against you, but it is not so. We know what we are trying to avoid by telling you to marry Timini. We should be selfless and consider the communal good above our personal gains." Sotonye started to cry. "Uncle, I have a man who wants to marry me. He loves me and is not bothered about my family history." Her uncle told her, "A man who thinks everything around him is sweet should remember that bitter leaf also grows in the bush with oranges. My daughter, be wise."